is Diddy's child. He didn't treat her and her mother right. I mean, she shows up because she has no other choice but to show up. Does Chance Combs harbor resentment towards Diddy? What's up, my beautiful soul family? How's everybody feeling today? Diddy's, I think it's his third daughter, Chance Combs. A lot of people notice that with his twins, whatever they try to wear, Chance Combs tries to wear the opposite. I think people have also said that basically Chance Combs has been kind of distant from the others, at least from Diddy, you know what I mean? She is showing up to his trials and stuff like that, but she's purposely trying to, stand out, look different. There are some people that believe Chance Combs is harboring some kind of resentment towards her father. So what I thought I would do today in this reading is let's look into Chance Combs' feelings towards Diddy. You know what I mean? Is there some resentment there, or is she fully in support of her dad? Now, y'all know before I start this reading, I need to put out my disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I state in this video is just my interpretation of the cards. Nothing I state in this video has been proven to be fact as of now. So now that we got that disclaimer out the way, let's shuffle these cards and let's look into Chance Combs' feelings towards her father. So let's pull the cards and let's see if we get the answers that we seek. First up, you got the Page of Wands. You got the Seven of Cups. Let me see here. I don't know what Chance's zodiac sign is or whatever, but hold on. Okay, the cards are starting to speak, starting to say something. Yeah, so far I don't think there's a good relationship between her and Diddy. I mean, of course, that was obvious. You guys probably anticipated that the cards might say that. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing a lot of things right now. With these cards coming up, I'm ready to read to you guys what exactly I'm seeing in the cards. You know what I mean? I want to pull one more row. And then we're going to talk about it. All right. So as I look over the cards, what I'm seeing is that, you know what I mean, Chance Combs is Diddy's child, right? I feel like she's a child that has very high-spirited, high energy, you know what I mean, child or whatever. But I feel like she feels like she doesn't have many options, or she didn't have many options, or it was like no other choice or something like that, and about some kind of shaky foundation. I feel like Chance Combs feels like she has to act like she's in support of Diddy, or else he will cut her off financially. This is what I'm seeing. Chance Combs feels like Diddy did not treat her right. She feels like he was he was abusive to her or abusive to some other kids. I think that Chance Combs does think that Diddy did all of this. I do think she thinks he's guilty of the stuff that they're claiming against him. I feel like there's some trauma with Chance Combs when it comes to Diddy. I don't know how. This is just what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's something that went on between Diddy and her mother. I get the feeling that like something is saying she feels like Diddy abused her mom. You know, I think that's part of it, but I also feel like I'm seeing a lot of child abuse in these cards too. So I'm feeling like maybe Diddy was just an abusive person to her and her mom. You know what I mean? Let me think. Let me see what else. She feels like Diddy is a troublemaker and stuff like that, and that he deserves a lot of these charges. I don't think Chance Combs really cares too much about his case, but she shows up because she has no other choice but to show up. You know what I mean? But she feels like he was so negative whenever he was around. This is what I'm feeling in the cards, allegedly, so far. Let me see what else. She wishes she could be open about their family and about the family secrets. They have to pretend like they're this family. But Chance Combs, I think, feels emotionally hurt inside. And she wants to be done with her dad so bad, allegedly. But she doesn't have the money. She doesn't have, like, the finances. You know what I mean? He still controls the purse strings, allegedly. All right, so let's pull some more cards and let's see what else. Let me see. She feels like he deserves this court case because he was engaged in all that prostitution and fraud. She knows that he did that. Look, say the Empress Reverse. Before I even pull the Empress Reverse, which y'all know, if y'all been watching me, y'all know I've always told y'all the Empress is the mother card. You know what I mean? It's the mother figure. This is reversed, you know, so let me see. She wants to walk away. She feels like he deserves this court case. She wants to walk away. Then you got the Empress reverse. There was problems with. I feel like she blames him for problems with her mother. She feels like he didn't treat her mom right. He was cheating on her mother. He beat her mom up allegedly, or at least this is what I'm seeing in the cards. He's self-centered. All he cares about is himself. You know what I mean? I feel like Chance Combs has a lot of like trauma, a lot of emotional hurt from Diddy. She feels like Diddy is this very selfish, narcissistic individual that's all for self. You know what I mean? He always got to abuse his authority. He always got to be very controlling. He's cynical and bitter and nasty and so judgmental. I mean, let me see here. She feels like, let me see here. She feels like Diddy was not a good father. He was a jerk. He didn't treat her and her mother right. I mean, this is what I keep getting from the cards. It was always about what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, she was always just supposed to just do whatever he told her to do because she's the child. She was, you know, a child. And then, like, even her mother was forced to always do what he wanted her to do. She feels like, let me see here. He was very egocentric, and he was pretty apathetic to her mother. You know what I mean? She said she just has a lot of emotional like scars from him, and the way she feels about all of this, you know what I mean, is that he always put her in competition with her sisters, especially when it came to material items and getting money. Like, for real, she's kind of cold towards this whole thing. She's not even fazed by this. Like I said, she's showing up to court because if she doesn't, he still holds the money, but otherwise she wouldn't be there. She knows she has to put up appearances for the camera, so she's willing to show up to court for her dad and do that. Well, not for her dad, more so for herself, but she knows that she still has to play the game the way he wanted to play the game. Let's just say, you know what I mean. This is what I'm seeing so far. She would have walked away from him if it wasn't for the fact that he holds the purse strings, he holds the money. You know, she's a friendly child, and I think she did want a relationship with her father, but because she's a woman, he never, a female. She's a feminine energy. She's a feminine child. She's his female child. He's never given her that relationship that she wanted. She tried, and I think there's part of her that's scared of her dad. You know what I mean? Her dad, was the type, money, money, money. He'd give you money all day long. You know what I mean? That's his way of parenting, just give you money. He thinks that that's the way that just makes everything okay. You know what I mean? She's seen her dad be violent on many occasions. Like, she's seen how violent her dad can get. She's seen his violent streak. Now, the card is not telling me whether it was directed towards her or her mother, but she's at least witnessed it. You know what I mean? Since she was a young child, she's witnessed it. Let me think. Her family is rich. We know this. But her dad is extremely domineering. He lives this double life. You know what I mean? Especially when he's been drinking or something like that. I'm feeling from these cards. He's done some pretty messed up stuff to her mother. You know what I mean? And he's a bit dangerous and violent. She just wants to be free of him. You know what I mean? Because he also talked bad to her and her mother. Like, he said some pretty messed up stuff. But I do think that she believes he's guilty. She just wants, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say she's completely done with her father. I'm getting a feeling from these cards that there's a part of her that does want that relationship, that wants that validation, that hopes her dad could still be that father figure that she's, she feels like she deserves, she's seen other little girls have. But yeah, they're not, they don't have the best relationship. They're not the closest. It's just a lot of it is for appearances for the camera. Or at least this is alleged, what I'm seeing in the cards. All right, last few cards. All right. So, her dad is extremely overbearing. He's been like that since she was a child. She just knows that she has to play her part as this dutiful, as one of his dutiful daughters. But I think she thinks her dad's going to jail. She don't see a bright future in this court case with him. So, I just want to remind everybody, this was all alleged. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that Chance Combs has some resentment towards her father, has some trauma from the past from her father, especially seeing how he treated her and her mother? Thank you, my beautiful soul family, for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next reading. Have a good one, my babies. Love you.